NBS Studios presents Splash and Dash, short stories for entertainment and amusement. Splash and Dash is sponsored by Roughneck Soap. Guys, are you tired of soap that doesn't work as hard as you do? Try an all-natural soap that will wash away all the gunk and grime of your day and leave you feeling fresh and clean. Go to roughnecksoap.com and get yours today. Roughneck Soap, made for men, approved by women. Splash and Dash's feature presentation is Ice Cream for Ice Cream, or I'm a college student who was ghosted, literally. Written by D.W. Black, narrated by NBS Studios. You know those stories people tell on campus, the ones about ghosts in the engineering building, haunted vending machines, some girl who drowned in the old rec center pool? Yeah, I never believed any of them. I'm a third-year engineering major, 3.8 GPA, full ride, stress headaches every Tuesday. I don't do superstitions, or at least, I didn't. See, for the last few weeks I've felt something. Not just the too many assignments, not enough sleep feeling, but this strange presence. Like something was walking just behind me. Not just the usual, is that guy about to rob me, feeling, but the cold breath on the back of your neck kind of sensation. Someone pressed against my arm during circuits lab, flickering lights in the stairwell or down hallways every time I stayed late in the computer lab. Things got worse, putting me on edge. My phone would randomly open Google Maps and ping ice cream shops. My bathroom mirror fogged up with shapes. I told myself it was humidity, but honestly, I was emotionally over it. The final straw? That time my laptop typed hi in the middle of MATLAB. No one had typed the keys or hacked my laptop. Just hi. That night, I was walking home alone after finishing a thermodynamics group project where I had to explain Ohm's law to a guy who thought voltage was optional. 1:13 a.m. Cool air, not unpleasant. No wind. I was the only one out. I was halfway down Maple Street when the air dropped 10 degrees. No exaggeration. Like the temperature said, yeah, nope, I'm good, and left. The street lamp above me flickered again. It's always that same one. I'm not the let's go investigate the spooky noise type. I hear a twig snap behind me at night and I cross the damn street. The campus was quiet. Streetlights buzzed. My backpack felt heavier than it should have. All right, I muttered to myself. This is getting old. The feeling was back. That weight. That presence. I spun around, expecting to catch some creeper in a hoodie, but nope. Instead, I see her. I stopped walking. My feet didn't get the memo that I wanted to keep moving. She drifted out from behind a tree. No footsteps. Just gliding. Pale white dress. Long black hair. Her eyes were wide and shining like a deer caught in high beams. Her limbs moving erratically in small tremors. Translucent, like she was made of smoke and sad string music. Barber's Adagio, the theme to Platoon, to be specific. Real Japanese horror film box set vibes. I froze. Completely. Not out of bravery, but because my legs straight up gave up on me. Like they said, don't get us involved in your Annabelle foolishness. I tried to yell to get my body moving, but all that came out were various iterations of no. Nope. Oh heck no. No. As I slowly shook my head. She approached, laggardly floating less than a foot off the ground, like physics didn't apply to her and her eyes were wide. Not angry. Just intense. This is it, I thought. I go out in sweats and mismatched socks. Why did it have to be like this? Life did me dirty. My tombstone will say, tried to learn statistics, got taught how to ghost instead. So I did the only thing left in my very limited anti-spirit playbook. I pulled several salt packets from my hoodie pocket. Yeah, salt. Table salt. Don't laugh. I wasn't going down without a fight, and everyone knows it messes with ghosts. That, or it seasons them. Either way, I was desperate. Don't judge me. I raised it like a holy hand grenade, ready to salt this ghost up like poorly cooked fast food french fries. She kept floating closer, and then, She coughed awkwardly, and then she said, I like ice cream. I blinked. Once. Twice. My fear short-circuited. I'm sorry, you what now? She tilted her head spastically, like gears missing teeth were moving her neck. I like ice cream, she said again, a little louder. Her voice had this weird echo, but it was soft, pleasant, like it was bouncing off clouds, and weirdly cute. I stared at her, salt packet still in hand. You want ice cream? She nodded yes, then blinked, looked confused, and gently shook her head. Okay, I said slowly, still holding the salt. Do you want me to get you ice cream? She frowned slightly and shook her head. She looked nervous and agitated, as if she wanted to ask something but was extremely shy. Okay. I lowered the salt a little, trying to think through the incredibly awkward, unbelievable situation. I muttered to myself, then I narrowed my eyes. You want me to take you to get ice cream? Her eyes lit up like a Halloween pumpkin. She nodded so fast she nearly floated into a spin. I squinted. Is this a date request or some kind of spooky trap where you drown me in waffle cones and lukewarm ice cream? She giggled. Her laugh made the air sparkle, not metaphorically. I saw sparkles. Romantic, she whispered, and she hovered a little closer, fidgeting with her ghostly sleeves. Please. Have you been stalking me? I said slowly. Because you have a crush on me? She covered her face with her sleeves and nodded once more, like she was embarrassed to admit it. I stood there, blinking like an idiot, salt still raised halfway in the air. You're a ghost. Spirit, she corrected softly. A Yurei. I searched my mind for information on Yurei, recalling that Yurei are unable to move on because they are bound to life due to unresolved issues or intense emotions. Okay, Spirit. And you've been following you, watching you study. You're very good with circuits. I stood there, in the middle of the street at 1 a.m, talking to a ghost girl who wanted a date and a dessert. I stared at her, then at the salt in my hand, then back at her, and for reasons I still don't fully understand, I said, all right, but possession is off the table. She nodded with such enthusiasm I swear her hair floated in a heart shape. Then she beamed. Actually beamed. Glowed a little. Her smile could have outshone the moon. We ended up walking? Well, I walked, she kind of hovered, to the 24-hour ice cream joint on Jefferson. We sat outside for hours talking about anime, string theory, and the afterlife. I explained how dating works now. Without appearing in between books in the library, she explained how to repel malevolent spirits with actual spells and not just table salt. She told me her name was Aiko, and she'd been trapped in between for almost a century, give or take a decade or so. Not dead, not alive, not anything. Just stuck. It took her a lot of energy to manifest, which is why she moved with tremors, and I couldn't help but laugh as she got ice cream all over her face. She told me the reason she haunted me was because I saw her in passing, probably without realizing she was a ghost, and didn't recoil in horror. She watched me to see if I was kind and thought I was smart, so she took a chance. That's how I met my wife, I say, smiling. Haunted me for weeks, stalked me through electromagnetics class, and nearly gave me a heart attack on Maple Street. You married a ghost? An older woman whispered, clutching her pearls, looking over my shoulder instead of at me, then her eyes went wide. Ah, ha, 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 Aiko moans, voice low and echoey. I turn to look at her. She's sitting right next to me. She floats a little when she's excited and always loves when I tell the story of how we met. The couple is visibly startled. Aiko clears her throat. I love you, she says, beaming. The older couple goes silent. She's not fully in spirit anymore, I corrected the older woman. Not fully alive either. Something in between. But marriage, it changed things. She's anchored now. She doesn't change the temperature to freezing cold anymore. I think because she wanted to be loved by someone for a lifetime, it's somehow bringing her back with spiritual benefits. She's adorable, the older man who has been with his wife of 40 years says. To strange beginnings, the woman adds, unclutching her pearls. The man raises his glass. To young love, and very patient spirits. I raise mine too, clinking softly. Because yeah, I married a Yurei, and she still likes ice cream. Thanks for listening. This has been Splash and Dash is sponsored by Roughneck Soap, and we are supported by viewers like you. Click like and subscribe to get notifications for new videos.